Ready? Let's go ahead and call the meeting to order, please.
Regular meeting of Washington, Missouri City Council, Monday, November 5th, 2018, 7 p.m. Heidrich, Holtmeyer.
Aye.
Moheski.
Here.
Patke.
Here.
Pettit. Skornia.
Here.
Sullentrup.
Here.
Waterman.
Here.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Will all the council members answer if they have or have not read the minutes of the council meetings dated October 15th and October 25th, 2018? Holtmeyer.
Aye.
Moheski. Patke.
Yes.
Skornia.
Yes.
Sullentrup.
Yes.
Waterman.
Yes.
Having read the minutes, are there any comments or questions?
Make a motion. Second it.
We have a motion by Sullentrup, seconded by Moheski, to approve the minutes from our last meeting dated two sets, October 15 and October 25, 2018. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? By your vote, you approve the minutes. Thank you.
Approval and adjustment of agenda, including consent agenda. This evening you have the collector's report summary for August 2018, investment report summary for August 2018, and a final pay request for Commandco for the landfill geosynthetics installation.
Any questions about any of those items?
We'll make a motion. Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Patke, seconded by Holtmeyer, to approve the items on the consent agenda. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? By your vote, you approve the items. Thank you.
Priority items, mayor's presentations, appointments, and reappointments. Police Department reappointment.
This evening, we have one reappointment, Patrol Officer Paul Pfeiffer.
Good evening, Council. Officer Pfeiffer. I heartily request that you reappoint Officer Pfeiffer. He's been with us a while. He took a break and retired, but he came back. He likes us so much and working for the city. So he does a fantastic job, and I'm very proud of him, so I recommend you reappoint.
Okay.
I'll make a motion. Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Patke, seconded by Holtmeyer, to approve the reappointment of Patrol Officer Paul Pfeiffer. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? By your vote, you approve the reappointment. Thank you.
Just thank you very much.
Very good. So,
Police Department appointment, patrol officer.
I have a request before Council to appoint a full-time police officer, Charles J. Shear. If you could come up here, Charles. Charles has been through the process and did a fabulous job, impressed us with his interviews. He is past military, a veteran, U.S. Army. Has served in the police work, Wellsville, Montgomery County Sheriff's Department, Highland also? Highland High City or something like that?
No, just
Just those two?
and Montgomery County.
And he's still a reserve with Montgomery County Sheriff's Department?
Actually, I'm reserved with both still.
With and Wellsville. So he works currently with the Montgomery County Road and Bridge Department.
You might want to let him talk.
What? Say what?
You might want to let him talk.
I might. Well, he would know better than I would. But he has been in police work for about 5 years or more than that. So he comes to us as a veteran, which is with experience, and his supervisors, the chief of police in Wellsville, the sheriff in Montgomery County, speak highly of him. So we can't ask for a better individual. And he has the mindset we're looking for to serve our citizens. So.
okay. Any questions or comments?
Make a motion.
Okay, we have a motion by Sullentrup, seconded by Holtmeyer, to approve the appointment of Patrol Officer Charlie Shear, Charles, I guess, Charlie Shear. And this would be a 6-month appointment.
Yes, 6-month appointment.
Okay, very good. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? By your vote, you approve the appointment. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
And you'll enjoy it, I believe. So anyway,
Pinning
it's a great
ceremony-
community.
Yes, pinning ceremonies tomorrow if you want to be there.
1 o'clock?
See him, 1 o'clock, see him sworn in, so.
So,
You want
Okay.
to do a speech or anything now, Charlie?
If they'd like some.
We'll let you slide.
All
That's
right,
okay.
thank you.
thank you.
Police Department appointment, reserve officer.
Let's see if I can get this one right. This is Trent S. Leslie. Trent, would you come forward? Trent's another individual that went through the process. We very much liked him. He needs some experience. So he is requested to be on the reserve, and we agreed that having him on the reserve would be a good thing for us. We get a reserve officer, plus we also get to see how Trent handles himself. He gets some training and possibly sets him up to be a future full-time officer with our department. So I request an appointment. And Trent is a hometown boy.
Yeah.
Still worked at K&M Steel.
3 years.
Went to S&T in Rolla, but really wants to get into police work. So he went to the academy and has his academy hours, and we have vetted him and interviewed him, and we agree that he would be a wonderful police officer. He just needs some experience.
Okay. Any questions or comments?
So this is for our reserve officer.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Patke, seconded by Sullentrup, to approve the appointment of Trent S. Leslie as a reserve officer. And this again would be for a 6-month appointment. All those in, what?
Ours says a year.
This is a year appointment.
This is a
Since
year
it's
for that?
reserve, yes.
Okay, I was wrong.
It's all right.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? By your vote, you approved the appointment. Thank you. Welcome aboard, Trent.
He'll be also getting pinned and taking his oath tomorrow, too, at 1. Very good.
Citizens' comments.
Is there anyone here who would like to address the council on any item that is not on the agenda?
Report of department heads. Encroachment permission in right-of-way. Revolution Cycles, 116 West Front Street.
Sal?
All right. Actually, it says I have 2 items here. I'm gonna add a third before I'm done. But for this first one, I was approached by Joe Ferguson of Revolution Cycles. They're opening a second location downtown where the Daily Run Club used to be, for cycling classes, and then also for bike rental for the trail system, especially once everything's open. He is requesting to construct a bike ramp off the front of that building. There's an existing porch. So that back railing you can see there, it's drawn, is existing. And the staircase is existing. He wants to add a porch that goes, or I'm sorry, a ramp that goes the length of the porch. The issue is the property line for that parcel goes right up to that existing railing, so he'd be encroaching into the right-of-way. What I did was I pulled the file on John G's Beer Deck. They did the exact same thing, only for stairs coming off the front, and those stairs are built over the right-of-way. So you can see in the packet, John, if you want to go up a page, sorry. This clicker I thought would work. He's requested a letter, and then, I'm sorry, go down to the page. It's the letter that,
Go forward.
yeah.
Next one, there you go.
Yep, one more. There should be a letter that has the requirements. Yes, so I drafted a letter based on what the requirements were back in 2009. I believe that was approved. And there's 2 conditions that we add to this. The first is that if there's any need for any utility work, any improvements that need to be done on that portion of the right-of-way, that the property owner, he is leasing this, but the property owner and Joe Ferguson as the signee here would be responsible for taking it all down and would have to pay to put it back after utilities are done. So we would be responsible for any of that cost. And the second is a hold harmless, that if anyone were to get hurt, that it is not under our responsibility.
Maybe I didn't understand you, but if it's not ADA, what's the reason for it?
It's a request just to get an easy way to get bikes in and out the front door.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not ADA. The width, I don't think is an issue. The
grade.
slope
Grade.
is a little bit steeper than what ADA requires, but that's just all the room he had. And there's no building code that requires him to be ADA because he couldn't fit it anyway. This is just to get bikes in and out the front door. So.
Any questions or comments?
Accept and approve it.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Sullentrup, seconded by Patke, to accept and approve this item. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? By your vote, you approve the item. Thank you.
All right, my second item tonight is something that was brought up at our last 353 Redevelopment Corporation meeting. The corporation decided that to make it better known to the public that what they're there for and what they are capable of and what the city's capable of in fostering economic development, they wanted to adopt an official policy as well as making a press release of this policy to let it be known regionally that, what they're there for and what is available to either developers or private property owners. And then we thought, and talking to Sandy, that it'd be a good idea just to brief you all first, because a portion of this does call for matching funds, which we've always done in the past, but this is putting it into a policy. So it's a way of, it's all in front of you, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but fostering economic development and work. We will continue to work with existing landowners and our private developers who might obtain land that would be available for industrial development. And this mentions USDA grants, economic development grants, as well as other funding programs available from state and federal agencies. And so the first thing is we wanted to let people know, look, we have always been here to help provide matching funds and help get infrastructure extended to properties. And we wanted to kind of show this as of right now, even though we are trying to expand our industrial parks, the city in 353 is not actively trying to purchase land. There was a concern that some surrounding property owners, some families may think that either the city or 353 is going to soon come knocking for and offer a price, and so they may be holding off to developers who are interested, private sector developers that are interested in developing, and they may be holding off because they think we are going to be purchasing. So we're just letting it know, look, we're going to let the private sector kind of do its thing, and we're here to facilitate that and foster that and see how that runs its course, because with Hyman Industrial Park and Schultz Industrial Park, the 353 Development Corporation acted as developer. So we're going to go a different route with that, and this is kind of meant to let the public know, property owners know, look, we're here to help, but we're not going to be making an offer on the property. The second concern was that we wanted to make sure if we work with a certain private developer to put in infrastructure, grade land, and then they come to an agreement with an industry, that we weren't playing favorites with that developer without letting everyone know that these programs are available. So this press release is also to serve to private developers who are looking to maybe develop the next industrial park, that anyone who is willing to take the risk or to go with that next step, we're here to help, we're here to foster that type of development. And that's really all this is for, just to let that be known. We're not playing favorites, and we're not here to buy land, and so we don't want anyone holding off or rising their price breaker because of that. So, and I don't really need any action on this. It's just if you had any comments to change it, I would do so before I brought it to 353 on Wednesday.
This is just a change between what 353 used to do with, as Sal mentioned, Schultz Industrial Park, Hyman Industrial Park, both of those, the city outright purchased property, developed it, et cetera. Now it's just taking a different route necessarily to go ahead and let private developers or private owners of property go ahead and work with some other type of developer, and the city's there to just go ahead and help them. Typically what we do is we would come back to you with a community development block grant. If there's an industry that can sign a participation agreement that would like us to go ahead, that's how we expanded the utilities in Hyman Industrial Park twice. And so usually it was a participating industry.
So, yeah, I don't think anything that we would be offering from grant-wise, from matching funds, it's all going to be the same as what we'd offered previously. This is just putting it in writing for people to know that it's available.
So this is just an information.
Just informational. I don't need a vote. I just, if there are any questions, I will go on to my. No, there you go.
Okay. Is there a motion to accept this item into the minutes?
Make a motion.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Sullentrup, seconded by Holtmeyer, to accept this item into the minutes. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? By your vote, you accepted the item. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Real quick, I didn't have it on the agenda, but again, this is something I talked to Mayor Lucy about and decided that we should brief all of you first before we start working with this company. Mary was actually approached by CGI Communications. They are a marketing communications group out of New York, but they actually, what they do is they target communities in a region. They target a region and go to communities and offer video tours. They basically offer marketing, informational videos that what communities can put on their website, and the community actually gets to pick 4 topics on what it wants to cover. Most time it's a welcome, economic development, housing, and tourism, and then they do an additional one where they work with service organizations as well. I had a web call with them and went through and looked at the past videos they did, and it is 100% free to the city. We do not have to put down any money up front. We don't have to sign an agreement saying there's going to be any invoices. So how it's paid for is they essentially come to the community and they reach out to industries or business owners in town and offer to make commercials for them as well. And then if the business owner is interested in having a commercial made to put on their own website, they pay for that service, and that subsidizes the community videos. And so, John, if you want to pull up, I just want to show you an example of what it looks like, just the website there.
Which one is it?
Yeah, you can go to Mozilla and then just the second tab. So this is the Idaho Falls, Idaho. She sent me. This is their main website. They have a video tour of Idaho Falls. So if you click on the video, it actually brings you to a second site. So that's they redirect to their site, and it shows here. So you don't have to listen. We don't have to watch the whole thing, but it has welcome, education, healthcare, economic development, and they're professionally done. They actually come in. They send us a script. We can tweak it and write in as we want. They will film and edit it, and then all these industries. Actually, sorry, you want to escape that.
There you go.
Good. Yeah, you want to escape that. All these around here are the supporting local industries. So you just want to click on one. Like click on this Dan's Collision.
That's at a different site than Sal, right? Correct?
Yes, this redirects to a different site.
They're not expected for those to be on the city's website.
No, so we are not advertising for these businesses.
Just want to make sure that's clear.
Right. So click on Dan's Collision Repair. It'll pull up their commercial and it'll show them as a partner in this. But Dan's Collision Repair can then also put this video on their website. The only thing they really ask from us is, one, that when it's all said and done, we link it to this page because it does have their watermark on the main videos. And 2, that we provide a letter that I've actually already written that they put in their packet. When they go and solicit to a business, it says the City of Washington is partnering with us just to show that they are a legitimate company and that we have met with them. I made sure in the verbiage of the letter that it does not it doesn't encourage the businesses to do it. It doesn't go through on why this is a good idea for them to participate. It just says the city is participating. If you have any questions about our partnership with them, call me. It has my name. If you have any questions about how it works with them, call them. If we move forward with this, and these spots fill up very quick because it is a free service to communities, which I told them we'd hope to get to the go-ahead tomorrow. They will start coming. They'll start reaching out to businesses, to industries about making these commercials, and then they'll film all of them at one time, most likely in spring. And they'll send out a whole crew. We get to pick all of our categories, pick who they get to interview, and we get to approve all the scripts. So I think it's to me, it's kind of a no-brainer. It seems like a free service. We are not, I don't think we're hindering any industries by saying you have to participate in this. We're not picking favorites. They even asked us if we wanted to provide, industries that we thought would be interested. And I said, you can go through our economic development page and see a list of industries, but we're not going to send you a list of names. So it's going to be completely on them. They solicit it. It's all in their hands. And the good news is if for some reason they strike out and nobody decides to subsidize it, they've already signed the agreement with us, and they will give us the videos anyway. So it's
The county did something similar with the same company Franklin County did about 6-7 years ago. They did a promotional video. It used to be on their website, and it's since been taken off, I think, by now, but when they redid it.
And I did reach out to Moberly, did it with them a couple years ago, and they said they've continued to do new promotional videos. That's why Idaho Falls actually has so many. You do get 4 off the bat, and you can add them later if they come back and get more advertisers. But Moberly, Missouri said they've continued to go back with them. They're happy with the service. They are endorsed by the National League of Cities and the group of national mayors. So,
What's the name of the company?
CGI Communications. I think it's on one of the watermarks. You X out of that. But
It's kind of timely with the new city
With the
website,
website,
too.
yes.
It fit exactly the right time.
They have their own production and everything?
yeah, yep, they bring their own crew down, they film it all. It sounded like that they pick a region and they're going to do a number of communities in the area. So,
I think at the time, the last time they came through, they, like I said, I know Franklin County used them, but I know they reached out to some of the other cities, Union, St. Clair, some of the other ones in Franklin County.
so.
Okay. Any questions or comments? Kind of an informational item,
Yeah.
so.
You need a motion to?
Nope, I just want to let you know
Before you
that,
do that,
yep,
you know, I think you ought to check it out through the Better Business Bureau, because they do have some complaints through here too as well. So are we in a big rush to do this?
well, I mean, the spots do fill up, so through
No,
the,
that's a sales pitch, but when is it?
They have a due date.
yeah, no, she just said that if we don't make a decision, they'll probably move on to another community. That's what they told me.
We can look into that
We'll
and
look
get
into
back
that.
with you.
I'm just pulling up a couple things here. I just think you ought to, instead of jumping the gun and just going off, I think you ought to do your own research on it real quick. Not saying it's a bad thing, but you pull up complaints here, and there's quite a few.
Okay? Yeah, I went to the cities that were listed on their website, so.
Yeah. You can do that.
Okay?
Any other comments? Okay, thank you.
Did you have anything? Okay. Ordinances and resolutions. An ordinance authorizing and directing the City of Washington to enter into a service contract with Police One Academy.
Pat Key.
Introduced by Councilman Pat Gee. Chief?
This is the Police One Academy contract for internet-based training that I talked to you about at the Operations Administration meeting. This will help give us hours just sitting in the office rather than having officers go to training somewhere and spending expense for vehicle travel and lunch or whatever. And the hours that we can acquire through this training will also be post-certified, which means it will count towards their continuing education units they have to have every year through police officer standards and training in Missouri. So it will help, like the end of every year, we have to have 24 hours. There's officers that kind of wait till the last minute. We don't have to hurry and send them anywhere now. We can say, take these classes on this course on policeone.com and they get their hours. So. And it also covers bloodborne pathogens and hazardous materials training, which we've done every year through a different contract. That contract we won't have to have anymore. So it saves us, some of that money goes towards this contract. So.
Can they get that on their own personal computer, like get a link to that?
Yes, they will get a password, so they could go on any computer and go
Work-
sign in and
Work from home?
If they desired to, they could take it from there.
Cool.
Any other questions or comments? Okay.
An ordinance authorizing and directing the City of Washington to enter into a service contract with Police One Academy. Holtmeyer,
Aye.
Patke,
Yes.
Moheski,
Aye.
Waterman,
Yes.
Sullentrup,
Yes.
Scornia.
Yes.
By your vote, you approve the ordinance. Thank you.
An ordinance repealing ordinance number 18-11837 and enacting in lieu thereof an ordinance authorizing and directing the acceptance of a proposal from Wash PC LLC to provide IT support services to the City of Washington, Missouri.
Holtmeyer.
Introduced by Councilman Holtmeyer.
As we provided you with some information at the last admin operations meeting, this is amending the contract that we had with Wash PC. This will allow them to go ahead and allow the city to move forward with getting our website redone. I think we showed you a copy of what that looked like at that meeting. And so that's basically it. It helps us go ahead and move forward. We anticipate that they will probably be able to go ahead and have that website up and running, hopefully by the end of November.
Is
Yes,
this
sir.
year to year?
Huh?
Year to year?
We can cut this out at any time that we wish to go ahead and I think take out. I'll check that. Let me check that though with you. One year, and then we have to let them know within 60 days. And we looked at that with regards to the price. $550 a month is what they're proposing to go ahead and do for us. The other prices I think we had were based on setup. Sal, were they 25,000? Yeah, the one that from out of state was 24,000. So that included
500. 500 a month?
This is $550 a month, just for this alone. We set this up because we just didn't. We wanted to keep these hours separate from the other hours that they provide the IT services.
Something we might want to extend the contract to keep the money maybe at $550 a month instead of getting it raised up in a year?
I think we wanted to see what we could go ahead and get with the website and see how easily it worked
Okay.
first. Make sure that it's as user-friendly as what we hope it will be.
Any other questions?
An ordinance repealing ordinance number 18-11837 and enacting in lieu thereof an ordinance authorizing and directing the acceptance of a proposal from Wash PC LLC to provide IT support services to the city of Washington, Missouri. Holtmeyer.
Aye.
Patke.
Yes.
Moheski.
Aye.
Waterman.
Yes.
Sulentrop.
Yes.
Scornia.
Yes.
By your vote, you approve the ordinance. Thank you.
An ordinance authorizing and directing the execution of a feasibility study agreement by and between the City of Washington, Missouri and Councilman Hunsaker.
Patke.
Introduced by Councilman Patke.
As we, again, mentioned to you at the admin ops meeting, this is moving forward on the contract with Councilman Hunsaker to go ahead and provide a citizen engagement survey, try to figure out what the city would like to see, what features, what demographic, what we're looking at when we start moving forward with our new aquatic complex. They did receive other proposals. There were 2 proposals, actually, and Councilman Hunsaker was the one that the committee felt they wanted to go ahead and move forward with. We negotiated this contract, and that's where we're at. This will provide us with about 4 separate visits. They will also do a survey that will be something that we'll provide within the within our mailing for our utility billing, as well as online through SurveyMonkey or some other type. I don't know if they said specifically SurveyMonkey that they would use, but it'll be an online survey so that we can go ahead and reach out to all those that want to provide some type of input as to how we move forward with the pool.
Darren, are they going to wait to the very end to come back with a study, or can they come to us every once in a while and give us an update?
With this, they got 4 visits. I would suggest that would probably be better off is that if they're anywhere along the line you want to report, we can go ahead and provide you with the report. The committee can. We tried to keep the price down. I mean, we did negotiate this down.
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be them. Somebody that's involved in the
absolutely.
committee can make a report to the council, so we kind of stay up on beat on what's going on.
We can do that. Plus, we have 2 representatives that are on there. Jeff and Greg are both on that committee.
We'll do our best.
You always do.
Any other questions or comments?
An ordinance authorizing and directing the execution of a feasibility study agreement by and between the City of Washington, Missouri and Councilman Hunsaker. Holtmeyer.
Aye.
Patke.
Yes.
Moheski.
Aye.
Waterman.
Yes.
Sulentrop.
Yes.
Scornia.
Yes.
By your vote, you approve the ordinance. Thank you.
An ordinance authorizing and directing the City of Washington to enter into a contract with Modern Pool Management Corporation, doing business as Midwest Pool Management of America, Ltd., for the operations and management of the Agnes Knowlton Aquatic Complex.
Holtmeyer.
Introduced by Councilman Holtmeyer.
Yeah, this is, Chad, you want to come out and cover that?
This is basically extending the contract that we had from last year. We have 2 additional years
we have 2 additional years that we can do. We voted in 2018, so we can do 2019, 2020. So this is just extending that 1 more year. The next year, we'll have to do the same if that's what we choose to do.
Okay. Any questions or comments? Okay.
An ordinance
you.
An ordinance authorizing and directing the City of Washington to enter into a contract with Modern Pool Management Corporation, doing business as Midwest Pool Management of America, Ltd., for the operations and management of the Agnes Knolting Aquatic Complex. Holtzmeyer?
Aye.
Patke?
Yes.
Woheski?
Aye.
Waterman?
Yes.
Sullentrup?
Yes.
Scornia?
Yes.
By your vote, you approve the ordinance. Thank you.
An ordinance accepting the bid from Armor Equipment Company, Arnold, Missouri, and to approve the purchase of a Timco Model 600 sweeper and amend the 2019 budget by the City of Washington, Missouri.
Holtmeyer.
Introduced by Councilman Holtmeyer.
Anybody have any questions about the sweeper, or?
Not so much about the sweeper, but our older sweepers, are any of them worth hanging around for a backup or any of that, or an extra? Just asking.
You know, they're getting into a situation where they're going to start needing some heavy repairs. We could keep the newest one around, but
That's fine.
What's your plans for them?
we'd resell them off. We probably expect to get about 10 grand a piece, as long as we can keep them running. We got to get them through the leaf season. We get some growling in some of the differentials and try to keep the oil changed on them. But if we can make them last until the new one shows up, yeah, we're going to sell them off on Purple Wave.
And the new one has a different device where it would be able to suck drains?
Yeah, it's got a vacuum hose on the back of it. It's pretty strong.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's not designed for like cleaning out tubs of water, but it'll take out grit and sand. It'll suck up bricks.
Would he, instead of having people go around to the sewer drains, would he stop and suck the drains out, like
We
the
could do both.
grates and stuff?
Well, if the sweeper's out, as a rule, when your sweeper's out, he'll sweep over grates if he can. We still have guys go out and do them manually. You think of the suction hose on this as more if you stop and you want to lift the lid off of it
Okay.
and get down and suck the stuff out the inside. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, you can pick up leaves with it and everything, but it's easier enough just to sweep up the leaves than it is to try to suck them up. Yeah.
Okay.
Any other concerns or questions? Okay, thank you, Tony.
An ordinance accepting the bid from Armor Equipment Company, Arnold, Missouri, and to approve the purchase of a Temco Model 600 sweeper and amend the 2019 budget by the City of Washington, Missouri. Holtzmeyer?
Aye.
Patke?
Yes.
Woheski?
Aye.
Waterman?
Yes.
Sullentrup?
Yes.
Scornia?
Yes.
By your vote, you approve the ordinance. Thank you.
An ordinance authorizing and directing the execution of a contract agreement by and between the City of Washington, Missouri and Landmarks Association of St. Louis, Inc.
Donald Trump.
Introduced by Councilman Sullentrup.
So this is the third and final phase of the International Shoe Factory District. Hoping to get a portion of this. Obviously, you can see here that's phase 1, 2, and 3. The 3 is the highlighted portion with the parcels highlighted as well. We are actually hoping that will be expanded a little bit. Was a recommendation after we submitted this for the grant that we include properties to the east there along Stafford. So everything on the east side of Stafford there will be included down to Horn Street. This is the same group we used for the first 2 phases, so we don't have any issue with that. They came in about $300 below budget that what we received for the grant. So we are recommending approval.
Any questions or comments?
An ordinance authorizing and directing the execution of a contract agreement by and between the City of Washington, Missouri and Landmarks Association of St. Louis, Inc. Holtzmeyer?
Aye.
Patke?
Yes.
Woheski?
Yes.
Waterman?
Yes.
Sullentrup?
Yes.
Scornia?
By your vote, you approve the ordinance. Thank you.
An ordinance approving a boundary adjustment for Stonecrest Plat 13 in the City of Washington, Franklin County, Missouri.
Introduced by Councilman Scornia.
So this is Plat 13. This was the last street that was approved in Stonecrest. They are just doing a boundary adjustment to amend these property lines. They actually moved a sewer line back there. That relocation that was approved by John. You can see here some of the lots are smaller than 10,000 square feet, but everything from Firecrest north is R1D single family, so they can get down to 7,500 square foot lots. So we have no issue with this adjustment, and we do recommend approval.
Any questions or comments?
An ordinance approving a boundary adjustment for Stonecrest Plat 13 in the city of Washington, Franklin County, Missouri. Holtmeyer.
Aye.
Patke.
Yes.
Moheski.
Aye.
Waterman.
Yes.
Sullentrup.
Yes.
Scornia.
Yes.
By your vote, you approve the ordinance. Thank you.
An ordinance for the continuation of C4 Planned Commercial Zoning and Development Plan of 1000 Duncan Heights Drive in the city of Washington, Franklin County, Missouri.
Sullentrup.
Introduced by Councilman Sullentrup.
All right, so this is the Duncan Heights, 1000 Duncan Heights property right at Duncan and 14th Street. Remember, Gretchen's not here, so all but one of you were here when this was first approved 2 years ago for this development plan and for the C4 zoning. Since then, we have amended our code where C4 can't be applied for anymore, but it still is an existing district or existing parcel with that zoning. So they're just requesting a continuation of that zoning and the development plan. So you can see in the ordinance, they were actually done with two different ordinances because the zoning was approved first and the development plan was amended and brought back later. I think in December of 16. So they are asking for continuance of both now, meaning that it's a one-year continuance. So both would expire if the building permit's not acquired by November 5th of 2019.
Is there any progress on this situation, or just a continuation of?
Yeah, just as far as I know, it's just a continuation, but I did ask a representative to be here just in case that question came up.
Good evening, members of the council. My name is Rick Rolfing, here with BFA Engineering here in town. To answer your question, it's just a continuation right now. The property is still trying to be marketed as a C4 development.
Any other questions?
Thanks, Rick.
Okay, thanks, Rick.
An ordinance for the continuation of C4 Planned Commercial Zoning and Development Plan of 1000 Duncan Heights Drive in the city of Washington, Franklin County, Missouri. Holtmeyer.
Aye.
Patke.
Yes.
Moheski.
Aye.
Waterman.
Yes.
Sullentrup.
Yes.
Scornia.
Yes.
By your vote, you approve the ordinance. Thank you.
Mayor's report.
Just a couple of things tonight. We are planning our Thanksgiving luncheon for Tuesday, November 20th. This is the one that we have every year for employees and staff. So you all are certainly welcome to join us that day from 11:30, beginning at 11:30 to 1. And secondly, obviously, tomorrow is voting day, so we urge everyone to get out and vote. Expect it to be high turnout, so bring your patience with you. It may take a while to vote, so it's a very long ballot tomorrow. And that's all I have.
City Administrator's report.
I do have a few items for you. They're all parks related, just so you know. We did have a committee that was formed to go ahead and take a look at our fee schedule for our facilities. We decided to go ahead and first start with some of the ball fields first, because they're going to be up for registration for their next coming summer league, at least for the WYSA, and that's going to be probably in about a month or so. They'll be advertising for that. So we did meet with them on rental fees and discuss with them. So I just wanted to give you an idea that we had that meeting. We're going to schedule a meeting, I think, with the Legion yet, and then November 15th. We're going to go ahead and meet with them, and then after that, we'll probably come back to you with a recommendation on the fee schedule for just the ball fields. We're trying to do this one bite at a time, if you will, and then move on to the next athletic association that we work with or that the Parks Department regularly works with. So Just wanted to bring you up to speed on that. Second, we are in the process of a search for the Parks Director. We do have interviews scheduled for later this week. We've got 5 different people that we're going to be interviewing. And then finally, to keep you up to date on the Aquatics Committee, they will be meeting with the consultant on November the 26th at 3 p.m. with the committee. So that's all I have with regards to my report. I do have an executive session item for you.
Council comments.
Any comments this evening?
Hearing none.
City Attorney's report. Public vote on whether or not to hold a closed meeting to discuss personnel, legal, and real estate matters pursuant to Section 610.021 RSMO 2000. Holtzmeyer?
Aye.
Patchke?
Yes.
Woheski?
Aye.
Waterman?
Yes.
Sullentrup?
Yes.
Scornia?
Okay,